These are real exam style AS level questions that students often get wrong. Pause the video, try each one, then check your answers with me. Here is question 1. The diagram shows aggregate demand and aggregate supply. The initial equilibrium is at Q. The government increases investment in infrastructure. What will be the short-term effect of this policy on the equilibrium? Take a moment. Think about what happens when government spending increases. Does aggregate demand shift? Where will be the new equilibrium be? Is it A, B, C, or D? The correct answer is B. Government investment in infrastructure increases government spending, which increases your aggregate demand. So the AD curve shifts to the right. In the short run, aggregate supply will remain unchanged. So the new equilibrium moves from X to B. This means your real GDP increases and the price level will also increase here as compared to from the point X. Now let's check the question 2. A country is experiencing a deficit on the current account of its balance of payments. Which policy decision could reduce the deficit? These are the options given. I would highly recommend pause the video and try to understand and attempt this question. The correct answer is D. Increase in import tariffs. A current account deficit means imports are greater than exports. To reduce the deficit, the country needs to reduce imports. So import tariffs make imported goods more expensive. It means consumers will buy fewer imports. As imports fall, the current account deficit decreases. Now let's also check why not the other options. The first one is decrease in income tax rate. Now decrease in income tax increases disposable income, which increases spending, including more imports. So this would rather worsen the deficit. An increase in exchange rates means the currency appreciates, making imports cheaper and exports more expensive. This would also increase the deficit. And the last option left is increase in government spending, which raises income, which increases consumption. Now some of this spending falls on imports. So imports rise and the deficit worsens. So the correct option is D, increase in import tariffs. Now let's move to question 3 based on exchange rate. The question says that euro is the main currency of the European Union. The diagram here shows the exchange rate between the euro and the US dollar. What is likely to have caused this change in the value of the euro? Yes, this has changed here. So the correct answer here would be C, an increase in European Union imports. Let's understand why. The diagram shows the supply of euros increasing, which causes the value of the euros to fall from S1 to S2. Supply has increased. When EU imports increase, people in the European Union now need foreign currency. So they sell euros to buy dollars. This increases the supply of euros, which will lead to a depreciation of the euro. Means the value of the euro currency has gone down. Now let's also look at other options. A decrease in EU inflation makes European Union goods more competitive. So exports increase and demand for euros rise. This would actually cause the euro to appreciate, not depreciate. A decrease in US interest rates makes the US less attractive to investors. So funds may move to the EU, increasing demand for euros. This would also cause the euro to appreciate and not depreciate. And the last option is an increase in European Union unemployment, which will mean it will reduce income and spending. So imports are likely to fall. This reduces the supply of euros and would cause appreciation, not depreciation. So this is why the correct option is option C. I hope this is clear. You can pause the video or go back and go through this answer again just to understand various options and how to apply that knowledge. Question 4 is based on price elasticity of supply. The question is, a construction firm estimates that the price elasticity of supply in building a nuclear power plant is 0.1. What might explain this? Now first let's understand what does this number signify. The price elasticity of supply of plus 0.1 means that the supply is very inelastic. So it means production cannot increase quickly. Now let's check the options given. The firm can easily find new land as required. If the firm can easily find new land, it means output can increase quickly, making supply more elastic. So this is not correct. If the firm is competing with many construction firms, it means more firms can respond to price changes. So supply would again be more elastic. So even option B is incorrect. A lack of close substitutes relates to demand, not supply. So D is also incorrect. That leaves us with C. The firm needs time to hire the highly skilled labor required. Building a nuclear plant requires specialized labor, and it takes time to hire and train workers. So supply in this case would remain highly inelastic. So your correct answer is option C. Last question is on deflation. The question says, if a country is suffering from deflation, what would be the best policy to reflate the economy? And these are the options given. So first, let's recap what is deflation. Deflation occurs when aggregate demand is too low. So let's check the options given. The first option says increase corporation tax. Increasing corporation tax would reduce investment, which will actually lower aggregate demand. So A option is incorrect. Increasing income tax reduces disposable income, which would lower consumption and hence aggregate demand. So even B is not possible. If we reduce spending on education, which means it will decrease government spending, which will also reduce aggregate demand. So D is incorrect. That leaves C, reduce interest rates. Reducing interest rates makes borrowing cheaper, which increases consumption and investment. This would raise aggregate demand and helps reflate the economy. So it means the correct answer is C, reduce interest rates. I hope that you found these questions helpful. You can go back again and revise the answers and check the concepts again. You can follow my channel for quick economics exam practice. See you soon.